All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Evan Verplu, and I serve as the Executive Director of the International Relations Council in Kansas City. We're so glad to have you with us today. For those who don't know, the International Relations Council strengthens Kansas City's global perspective by maintaining an active dialogue around world events, global issues, and their impact in our community. As a nonpartisan educational nonprofit organization, the IRC values informed civil discourse, accessibility, and substance as we work to sharpen our community's 21st century global acumen. Whether you're joining us live tonight or viewing the recording later, we invite you to learn more about the IRC, including our other upcoming events and how to join as a member on our website at irckc.org. Tonight, we are presenting what's happening in Haiti. What's happening has been a series that we've had going on for a couple of years now, and is really meant to either focus on countries who have fallen out of the news cycle, countries that maybe people are unaware, misinformed, or there's a lot of common misinformation around. And so tonight we're going to dive into Haiti and some of the current news and events that are happening there. We'll hope you engage with us today as we move through the program. We certainly welcome your thoughtful questions through the course of the conversation using the Q&A function, which you can find at the bottom of your screen. We invite you to submit questions throughout the program, and those will be addressed about starting halfway through the program. We hope you'll check out other IRC conversations as we consider a range of critical issues in the coming weeks. I'm now pleased to introduce our speaker for today's program, who will help us navigate the conversation. Shay Foster has been involved with community development work in Haiti for the last 8 years. With an MA in International Community Development, Shay co-runs a small nonprofit organization called Love Haiti alongside his Haitian counterpart. The mission of Love Haiti is to help Haitians help Haitians through healthcare, education, recreation, and wealth creation. Love Haiti achieves this by partnering with local community leaders in rural Southeast Haiti and brainstorming with them to discover local residents' development dreams for their own community. Shay's work with Love Haiti, Haiti's Haitian staff has helped provide culturally appropriate healthcare to thousands of patients, sustain operations for rural public school with over 400 students in attendance, organize dozens of youth soccer tournaments for boys and girls, facilitate the growth of hundreds of thousands of dollars in community wealth through microfinance programs, and enable and equip Haitian-led disaster response teams in the wake of earthquakes, hurricanes, droughts, and migration crisis. Shay, thank you so much for being with us today. Please take it away.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it. Can I just say, I think I told you this when we first met, it's super encouraging to learn about a group like IRC, a nonprofit whose whole point is just to try to connect people with global events. It gives me a little bit of hope for our culture and for humanity that people care enough to put an organization like this together to intentionally learn about what's going on all over the world. Even when it's tempting for us to just sit in our little bubbles. So that's pretty cool. And I'm really honored that you guys asked me to speak today. I'm Shay. Thank you for that introduction, Evan. Before I get into just going over a little bit of where Haiti finds itself right now today, I wanted to start with some positivity. With Love Haiti, with our nonprofit, we always emphasize that we're trying to tell a different story of Haiti than what the world is used to seeing when it comes to Haiti. Unfortunately, today, when talking about current events and what's going on in Haiti, we do just have to be straightforward and candid about how desperate and not great the situation is. So in light of that, I wanted to start by just giving you this reference of some pictures of some friends of ours in Haiti, and let you know that this right here, these people, these pictures, this is the Haiti that we know and that we love and that we choose to focus on when we do the work that we do in Haiti. In light of and despite everything we're going to talk about the difficulties going on in the country right now, at the end of the day, there is still this beauty that we find with our friends, the Haitian people, specifically in Southeast Haiti. So now we get to talk about all the fun stuff that currently is going on in Haiti. And I like to start these conversations typically by just showing everyone where Haiti's at, because I think it's good context to know the location of a place we're talking about. So obviously Haiti's in Africa. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Haiti is actually in the Caribbean, if you didn't know that. It's a pretty common mistake people make, because when talking about Haitian culture and just the general poverty in Haiti, we have these assumptions that it's in Africa across the sea. But in reality, it neighbors the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean and is literally on the back door of the United States. So an interesting factoid I like to mention to people is that Haiti, the most impoverished place materially in the Western Hemisphere, is a 45-minute flight from the happiest place on earth, which is Disney World. And I think that's just an interesting little piece of information that shouldn't be lost on us, that it is not a different universe or a different world. It is not our country, but it is so close. And that's part of why we should probably care about what goes on in this place, because they're our neighbors. They're seriously like right in our backyard. So Haiti, not in Africa, in the Caribbean. And I'm going to try to give a little bit of context for where Haiti is finding itself today. Likely, if you're on this Zoom call, you've seen some sort of news media coverage about Haiti in the last couple of years. And I can almost guarantee it hasn't been positive stuff. This is because a lot of stuff has been going on in Haiti, and the majority of it has not been positive. Even so, if the majority of it was positive, you still would probably only see the negative stuff in media. So, who knows at the end of the day. But Haiti has been going through a specifically rough stretch this last decade. So just to give some context for where Haitians find themselves right now, back in 2010, there was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti. There are lots of news coverage about this. I imagine most everyone attending this call knows something about that earthquake. To this day, it's the single greatest recorded loss of human life from a natural disaster in the Western Hemisphere. Numbers vary, but it's pretty well agreed upon that that's how bad this earthquake was. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives. Fast forward a little bit, 2016, another natural disaster, Hurricane Matthew, ripped through Haiti's western coast, killed hundreds of people, damaged lots of property, destroyed crops for years to come. And so as Haiti was still recovering from that enormous earthquake, they get hit with a hurricane. The year after that hurricane, Haiti's most recent president takes office, President Moise. And there's a lot that goes into President Moise, but man, this is going to be a short conversation, so I'll just keep it at that for now. He was elected back in 2017. And a couple years later, one of the first things that kind of came to light from his presidency was he and his cabinet were not going to hold elections for senators in Haiti, meaning that the new term was coming up, and because they weren't holding elections, those senators were just going to be dropped. And Haiti's Senate, over the course of a couple of years, just slowly shrank until eventually the president kind of became the de facto authoritarian leader of Haiti. And I'll just leave it at that, but that's sort of the reality of what was happening, because they weren't holding elections for their legislative branch. The office of the presidency just kept getting more and more power and kind of got more authoritarian. So that was happening. And then in 2021, that president, who had been somewhat amassing power, was assassinated by a group of people we still don't know much about. We know that there were a lot of international actors, whether it was from South America, the US, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. The details aren't exactly clear about why President Moise was targeted and assassinated. But in 2021, in the summer of 2021, he was killed in his own home. Luckily, his wife was able to make it out alive. And what happened following his assassination was, because he was building up so much power and wasn't holding elections for the other branches of government, there was just this immediate black hole of a power vacuum that was created. The one man in Haiti that had some legitimate power behind him now was dead. And so that is really the climax of the events to where we can find where Haiti's at today right now because of that. Right after his assassination, like literally the month after, Haiti experienced another earthquake, this time 7.2 magnitude. Luckily, because Haitians had been through an earthquake before, and because it wasn't, the epicenter wasn't in a city per se, it wasn't as damaging and there wasn't as much loss of life. But still, around that time in 2021, anyone involved with Haiti was just saying the same thing about like, hey, does this place ever catch a break? Can anything randomly beneficial ever happen in Haiti? And that mentality has really continued to today a lot. And today we find Haiti, among other reasons too, including inflation and supply chain issues like the rest of the world experiences, Haiti finds itself in an absolute power vacuum. The government itself isn't even really a government anymore. There is a prime minister technically, but he was not a democratically elected prime minister. He was appointed by the president Moise 2 days before he was assassinated. So he was never even sworn in. And there's just a complete absence of structure in Haiti right now, which there always has kind of been, but it's to a new extreme. And so what's filled that power vacuum for the most part is organized crime in the capital of Port-au-Prince. Gang wars have more or less taken over the capital of Haiti. It's estimated about 60% of the territory in the capital is controlled by some gang. And there are dozens of gangs operating. If you include the smaller gangs, there are over 100 gangs operating within Haiti. And this led to lots of things, including protests, of course, because these are unlivable conditions that people started living in without a government, without a functioning government, and with kidnappings on the rise. Haiti, Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti now, is informally kind of known as the kidnapping capital of the world, which is not a great thing to be known for. It's likely that you maybe saw news coverage about the 17 missionaries, American missionaries, that got kidnapped in Haiti about a year and a half ago. That is just one very small example in comparison to the hundreds and hundreds of kidnappings that have happened in Haiti this year alone. And because of that, Haiti has been listed as a level 4 travel advisory country by our State Department, the United States State Department, which is the highest level the State Department gives to any country. And it basically just means do not travel here. As far as the government is concerned, they are telling you there's no reason why you should travel here. It's too dangerous. For comparison, other countries on that same list are countries like North Korea, Russia and Ukraine right now, Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq. I hope no one will quote me on this because I would have to do some more research, but I think Haiti is probably the only country on this list of level 4 travel advisories that is not either actively at war with someone or on the brink of potentially being at war with another country. Everything with Haiti is just internal chaos right now. And you might be asking, so is there no international community or actors that care to step into Haiti? And that's another complicated piece that we'll talk about in a second here. I wanted to briefly, instead of just talking about where Haiti finds itself right now, I wanted to give some context from my own home. So I'm American. And so even though the US is not the only foreign country that has played into where Haiti finds itself today, I kind of feel like because it's my own, that's the group I should speak to. And I'll run through this quick. The goal is never to put down the US in any way. It's not to bag on US foreign policy per se, but it is to recognize that we as a country are much more intertwined and involved with Haiti in mostly negative ways than what the average American citizen is aware of. So just going through these real quick, I could talk about these for hours, try to make it super short. In 1804, Haiti won its independence from the French. They were the first and only former slave colony to rise up and in a slave rebellion overthrow their masters and establish a country. Only time in human history where we know that that successfully took place. What ended up happening once Haiti beat the French is the French later came back and demanded, quote unquote, reparations for their lost property, which in this case, the lost property was the Haitians themselves as they were slaves. And not wanting to be reinvaded, the Haitian leaders at the time agreed to pay these reparations, which today equates to about $21 billion US. So that is some context that we're going to need for a couple of these things. Because Haiti was an uprising, it was a country created from uprising from a bunch of slaves. It challenged the entire status quo of the Western world. The US was very much in the midst of the transatlantic slave trade. And so right from their independence up until the 1860s, the US didn't even recognize Haiti as existing as a legitimate country. We, along with a couple other Western countries, put embargoes on Haiti. We wouldn't allow other countries to trade with them, much less our own country, for those first 50 years. So that contributed to a bad start for Haiti, not being able to engage in international commerce with neighbors. You fast forward a little bit to the turn of the century, 1915. This might be the darkest piece of our involvement in Haiti. The U.S. Marines invaded and occupied Haiti for 20 years in the early 20th century. This was done for a multitude of reasons, some of which were well-intentioned, others of which not so much. But kind of the result of all this was the Marines invaded Haiti after one of Haiti's leaders was assassinated. And we urged them, and with them, I guess I won't say forced, with them, we rewrote their constitution to be slightly more friendly to foreign government and to foreign property purchase. And we set up our own leader in the Haitian government. And we also, our Marines took about half of the gold that was stored in the Haitian treasury at the time. And that was mostly because Haiti was also in debt to American banks they were borrowing from in order to pay back the French those reparations, their independence debt. So in order to pay off the French, they had to borrow from the states, and they were struggling to pay the states back. So the states invaded and took half of the treasury back to banks in New York. And then in the 30s, the US leaves, and Haiti is just a little bit worse off than it was before when the Marines were around. Another interesting little fact, I won't go much into this because I'm not trying to bring any specific corporation down, but one of the banks that Haiti was paying back, that the gold was, stolen for, is a very big currently operating bank in the US today. So when trying to connect ourselves to history and to colonialism and all that, if you have a credit card from this specific bank, in a sense, you could say, oh, I have access to this wealth and this capital, this credit, because it was financed in part by Haitian slavery, which is a bit of a thought to think about. And that's not to say that the bank itself is inherently evil or anything like that. But I think the point there is we're all so much more interconnected with one another than what we realize in good and bad ways. Fast forward a couple decades, get up to the 80s, and the US government, with the idea that we would help malnutrition issues in Haiti, we started exporting rice into Haiti, but not just rice. It was subsidized by the government, meaning it was very, very cheap once it got to Haiti. What we ended up doing by doing this was we helped out our farmers in the Midwest, for sure, in the US, because we were subsidizing rice and helping our farmers make money off that. But what it did when we exported it into Haiti was it crushed the local Haitian rice market. In the 80s, rice in Haiti was something you ate maybe once or twice a week. There were, lots of farmers growing it, but it just wasn't a staple. Once the US rice hit the Haitian market, that entire market for Haiti collapsed. And very, very quickly, Haiti had basically no rice farmers anymore because it was so much cheaper to buy American rice. And to this day, there are not many Haitian rice farmers. And every time in the last 8 years I've been to Haiti, I will see American rice in Haitian markets being sold. So again, not that that necessarily had malevolent intent by the US government, but the reality is it's one more thing we've been involved with that has crushed Haiti's capacity to build itself up. The last thing on there, in more recent history, the 90s and early 2000s, I won't speak much on this, but Haiti has, in the 90s, went through a couple coups, a couple uprisings to overthrow the sitting government. And there are some very strange connections with some of those leaders of those uprisings and them being on the payroll of certain departments of the US government. So that's all I'll say about that, because I don't want to get too much into the weeds with some of that. The whole point of this slide is just to kind of open us up to realize a place like Haiti doesn't find itself where it is just because of the decisions of Haitians. 100% Haiti finds itself where it is because Haitians have made bad decisions. But I also think it's because the outside world never gave Haiti a chance to make good decisions in the first place. So it's messy. And this is where Haiti finds itself today. The kidnapping capital kind of the world, still the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, dealing with all these things. And so that's sort of the end of the what's happening in Haiti section. And then to kind of sandwich this with some positivity, I wanted to just talk for 2 minutes about Love Haiti and what our nonprofit tries to do in Haiti. As Evan mentioned, our slogan is to help Haitians help Haitians. And it just so happens that typically when we do that, Haitians want to do projects related to healthcare, education, recreation, which is soccer mainly, and wealth creation, including microfinance programs. Our whole model is based on the idea, sort of what we were talking about before, that we do not know what's best for Haiti as non-Haitians. And so our whole model is involved with engaging with Haitian leaders on the ground in rural Southeast Haiti and trying to figure out with them what their community wants to do, what sort of development projects they want to enter into. And then we can brainstorm with them and try to logistically lay out how we can help them do that. For the most part, there's not a single thing we're involved with that we came up with. Our disposition is very open-ended, and we try to hold as much space for thoughts from the communities as possible. Just a very brief thing there for you about what we were involved in last year. We're very involved with healthcare, and all this being Haitian-led. I'm the only non-Haitian on our staff for the organization. Couple thousand people, patients we helped in health clinics. We have a partner school that had over 400 students. We're involved with giving out microloans, which is a super cool program that I can't really talk about because it'll take up way too much time. And then we had over 100 Haitians involved in some way being employed with us last year. And those are a couple QR codes too that I think are on the last slide that you can scan to check out our website and see more. So yeah, here, I think I hit my time mark. I did what I was going for, so I'm happy about that. But I blew through that, and I kind of feel like I just took 220 years of history and shoved it into 18 minutes of trying to explain where Haiti finds itself today to everyone. So I hope that it was concise and at least somewhat made sense. And I hope there's some Q&A dialogue that we can have, which I do like to frame Q&A more as a question and response, because I will say I don't necessarily think I have answers to all of this, but I'm sure I have some thoughts on maybe some questions.
Well, thank you, firstly, so much, Shay, for that wonderful, seriously wonderful presentation. It gave me a lot of context on the country that I didn't previously had, and it was sort of very easy to digest, albeit not necessarily the easiest content to take into one's heart, because there's obviously past, current, and it sounds like future issues that the country is facing, and there's a long way to go. I know this is a big topic as well, but I'll kind of start it off. Can you talk about the presidential assassination in 2021? What were some sort of maybe events that led up to the assassination, and as well as the immediate fallout? Of course, you alluded to it, but if we could spend a little bit more time on that assassination, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, well, it's so for sure, like I mentioned before, it's still mired in just controversy and mystery. So for some context for the presidency of Jovenel Moïse, right from the get-go, as what's happened with a lot of Haitian presidents, his presidency did not start out great. It started out with a report being released about misappropriated funds in the past that he had been a part of misappropriating. If anyone was paying attention at the time, it's the Petro-Caribe Fund, which was an agreement Haiti had with Venezuela that was supposed to give Haiti cheap oil, and then Haiti would use the leftover money they had to invest in social programs, which it seems just ended up getting embezzled. And Jovenel Moïse was a very small piece of that, but as acting president, of course, it was a big deal that everyone found out, oh, the president we just elected was involved with this corruption. So right from the get-go, there were massive protests after his, just a couple months into his presidency, something that they ended up terming pays lock, which in English is basically just means like countrywide lockdown. The protests were happening for weeks at a time and involved so much of the population that everyone was stuck where they were because roads were blocked. No one was opening shops. So that's the interesting part about talking about President Moïse, is that he was not well liked before he was assassinated. And then once he was assassinated, there was outrage from the Haitian population still that he was assassinated because, well, one, I just think most people can agree in general, assassination is not a great option no matter what. But for Haitians, the perception was, okay, this is supposed to be the best protected person in our country. And this random group of people, of international like mercenaries, was able to basically walk in his front door and murder him. And I think it just kind of was this symbolic thing of, oh, we really, like, there's that little protection here, that even the president can just be walked in on and murdered like that. So yeah, there's a lot of speculation around what exactly the assassination was about. For sure, it was involved in an attempt to put someone else in power. Who exactly that is still isn't known. There are mercenaries from Colombia that, as far as I know, are still being held in prison in Port-au-Prince, and they're not really being allowed to speak to the media. So that is another interesting thing about, why wouldn't these people involved in this crime be allowed to share what they thought was going on with the media? So yeah, I will say, as much as I was just mentioning the US and our negative involvement, the US and Canada have done some pretty good work in trying to assist Haiti with digging into this, the assassination. And we've put sanctions on some people in Haiti, and we've done our own investigative work. But at the end of the day, we still don't know exactly what it was that caused this whole thing to happen.
It kind of leads me to a question that we have in the Q&A here from Sharon Balashik. She asks, what do you expect may happen going forward with the government? I.e., do you anticipate it will be many years before a legitimate government is in place?
Yeah, that's like the most complicated thing about where Haiti finds itself right now. So, we mentioned the US and other countries have a terrible history of military intervention in Haiti and making things worse than when they got there. So ever since last fall, the current prime minister and whatever's left of the government has been calling for aid. They've literally been calling for military intervention. And so it's a little shocking that no one has responded to try to help that government. But the complex thing about it is, because of that negative history, no country wants to be the next country to go into Haiti and screw things up even more. And alongside that, you also have the issue of the prime minister is not an elected, democratically elected and liked figure. So because his government technically was the one that called for help, if there is a response to that, it's going to be implicitly validating the power and the authority of the prime minister, which the Haitian people do not want. I can pretty confidently say, by and large, the Haitian people do want international help and intervention right now, but they want the prime minister gone because they didn't elect him. And there's really no like legal reason in the Haitian constitution why he should be in power right now. So it's extremely complicated. I am never, up until a year ago, I was never a fan of any talks of military intervention in Haiti again. But it's gotten to the point where I know of enough stories of people dying and getting kidnapped and just, on the brink of mass exodus happening out of Haiti that personally, I just don't see how any military intervention could make anything worse than it is right now. My Haitian counterpart, I'm a co-executive director, and our other co-executive director is a Haitian man. He agrees with me when we talk about this. Actually seems like the worst time in Haiti's history since 1804, since slavery. There probably has been no more disorganized, chaotic, violent time in Haiti. So all that to say to that question, I don't know. I sure hope so. And there are some really good grassroots groups and documents that are trying to lay out like new ideas for a constitution, ideas for a transitional government, but it's the same issue of it's a matter of who is going to choose to step in to support those grassroots ideas in like a big military way, because no one wants to be the next bullet point country to mess up Haiti's democracy.
Certainly. So we have a question from Jane Drury asking, are there Haitian groups that might help lift themselves out of the chaos? And there are multiple ways. I think this question, obviously you talk about these active gangs, what are the motivation of some of these gangs, and B, what are more positive initiatives from Haitian people that are being taken upon to combat the things going on right now?
Yeah, I think the most positive collective thing you can see as it relates to the government is there is a group that released a document called the Montana Accord. The Montana is a hotel in Port-au-Prince that historically has been one of the nicer places to stay. And it was a very diverse group of Haitian leaders, some ex-politicians, business people, educators, religious leaders that came together that outlined this is how we could move forward if someone helps us kind of organize and implement it. The sitting government right now has more or less just ignored the document from those people. But it does seem like an actual relatively concrete way for Haiti to move forward. On smaller scales, like I said at the beginning, that's the weird thing, the dualism of this conversation. There is so many cool and beautiful things happening in Haiti and like within our organization in the rural Southeast. Like I said, several of our communities, you can see communal wealth growing through microfinance programs. More and more kids are going to schools in some communities that we're connected to. It's so odd to talk about that stuff in light of Haiti in general, because it's like these two contradictory statements going against the grain of one another, of like, there's some beautiful things happening and Haitian people and culture are so resilient. And I do believe they're going to figure this out, how to move forward. But it's drowned out by the chaotic violence that is mostly the capital. It is starting to spread to other places. Yeah, I'm not sure if that really addresses the question too well, but
No, I think it does. I appreciate that.
mhm.
And then speaking from a U.S. Perspective, can you perhaps compare and contrast? Let's take the last three presidential administrations, being Obama, Trump, and Biden. Can you maybe compare and contrast those approaches to Haiti and initiatives or things that they took on, or perhaps the issues that they ignored?
So this is not a super positive answer, but by and large, since the Reagan administration, no president's cabinet has had any major difference in their disposition towards Haiti than any other. So, I mean, there's kind of individual anecdotes you can say, like there was the controversy of if Trump called Haiti a SHIT SHIT show or not. But outside of that, no, the State Department really, the people that kind of create the policy and disposition towards Haiti, a lot of those people have been there for 20 or 30 years. It largely remains unchanged. And you can even see, the Biden administration with Haitian stuff has doubled down even a little bit more than the Trump administration did, which was, I'd say for the most part, unexpected for most people. And there wasn't as much of an immigration conversation with Trump under Haitians, like it wasn't happening the way it is now. But yeah, to be frank, no, the only positive thing I can think of, and this isn't even really a positive thing necessarily, Bill Clinton was one of the only presidents to admit that the U.S. has messed up their policy towards Haiti, specifically with the subsidized rice. He has straight up admitted and claimed some culpability himself for ruining the local Haitian rice market. So not super positive stuff, because by and large, our State Department for most countries around the world, and especially Haiti, it doesn't change president by president as of right now.
You alluded a little bit to Canada earlier. Are there any other countries that have taken an interest in the situation in Haiti that you can point to?
Yeah, I mean, the big three are the U.S., Canada, and France. Canada, I would say more than any, has been viewed by the Haitian people as an ally. But Canada still finds itself in that same space of not wanting to invade Haiti and mess it up. But they have, contributed a lot of resources and materials to the Haitian National Police. They even a couple months ago, they had some aircraft flying over Haiti to try to get scans of where gang hideouts were to then share with the Haitian police. Canada has been on the forefront of sanctioning some elites in Haiti. So most of us know the term oligarchy and the term monopoly. And so one anthropologist I've done work with in Haiti kind of combined those words together to explain how Haiti operates. And it's like an oligopsony, which is basically half a dozen families that control the entire economic situation in Haiti. And honestly, this is a great example of Haitians making terrible decisions and how that contributes to this. That is a big reason why Haiti has never been able to develop with the rest of the global north, is because these families are benefiting from the type of capitalism that they are practicing in Haiti. So anyways, all that being said, Canada has actually started to kind of name drop and sanction some of these elites and former politicians and presidents, which is a really big deal. It hasn't necessarily done much other than shown that Canada is willing to be frank and straightforward with the data that they have. Because at the end of the day, most of those elites are already out of Haiti anyways. They've left. And but yeah, Canada, I would argue, is probably viewed by Haitians more than any other country as an ally, like a true ally.
Sure. Thanks for that. If I could just talk, if you could just talk about the one country that borders Haiti, being the Dominican Republic. Can you talk about that relationship there, history between the countries, given that they share an island.
Yeah, very, very complicated and extensive, as you might imagine, with two bordering countries. There's always been a lot of tension between Haiti and the DR. I mean, dating back to like right after Haiti's independence. Initially, Haiti won its independence and the DR still technically wasn't independent. But also a thing to note is the way that the Spanish and the French treated their slaves were very different. Whether on purpose or not, the Spanish kind of generally had more of a mindset of when the Spanish got to what is now the Dominican Republic, you know, some of them wanted to settle down and make families and kind of begin to call that home. The French viewed Haiti as just like material extraction resourcing for stuff back in France. But you can very easily connect dots. The Eiffel Tower was built in like the 1890s. And it's very, very likely the Eiffel Tower in Paris was built with some of that Haitian independence debt that was getting paid back to France. Anyway, so there's always been strained relations between the two. After Haiti won its independence, they sort of invaded the DR. It depends on if you ask a Haitian or a Dominican this, but they invaded the DR and abolished slavery in the DR as well. But it did kind of start a centuries-old mindset of antagonism against one another. And on top of that, you have just the fact that Dominicans are generally lighter skinned than Haitians are. Haitians are very dark complexion. So, you know, there very much are racial implications that play into this. Starting in the 60s, the Dominican Republic started developing at a crazy rate. And this might even still be true today, but at one point they were the fastest developing country in the world. And it's, you know, it's night and day when you cross the border of the DR and Haiti. And so what's fed into that kind of racial tension as well, now that there's a big wealth gap, is actually the best example is probably the US State Department last year, when the DR really started cracking down on Haitian migrants in the DR. The US State Department released a memo that was suggesting for Black Americans to avoid visiting the DR, because several times what had happened was Black American tourists were visiting the DR and they would get stopped or pulled over or detained for a bit at the airport because they were Black enough to look Haitian, and the Dominican authorities wanted to make sure that they weren't Haitian. And if they were, they would, you know, throw them on a bus and deport them. And I'll say the same thing about the DR. I'm not here to just talk bad about the DR, but the reality from the Haitian perspective right now is that the border is more or less closed. There's no flow of commerce like we're used to seeing in years past, and things have gotten very tense. There has been a couple violent altercations at the border. The DR is building a fence right now that very much emulates the way that Trump talked about a wall on our southern border. Not really sure where they're at with that, but I know that they did start that wall. But all that being said, we do hold on to hope, because it does feel like sharing the same island, being neighbors, there is a pretty obvious collaboration opportunity that can happen at some point for the DR and Haiti to figure something out together. Not that that's all on the DR shoulders, but it's the same island. You know, it's crazy how many Americans will go and vacation in the DR and they'll like have heard of Haiti, but not realize that they're on the same land connected to the country of Haiti that they've heard about. Which is a whole nother conversation about, you know, like why hasn't tourism exploded in Haiti over the years? And but that's probably for another time.
Thank you. Quick question: what is the status of the reparation payments now? Have they been ended, suspended, or continuing?
For the Haitian independence debt, I'm guessing that's asking.
I presume so.
So 1947 was the year that, and I can't remember if 47 was the year that Haitians finished paying off the American banks for the loans they took out. I'm pretty sure 47 was the year that they made the last payment to the French government. So that is not like currently happening in that sense. You know, the effects of it very much are still being felt. And it is in talking about reparations, now I'm talking about reparations like the other direction. There are plenty of conversations, of course, from Haitian advocates that will look at the French government and be like, okay, where's the 21 billion? That would be really helpful for Haiti right now. And it would be very complicated to actually initiate something like that, especially right now where there's no functioning government. I will give the French government credit in that they have been one of the most involved in trying to help Haiti with development projects over the years. But ultimately, they seem very disinterested in having a conversation about, repaying the reparations that Haiti paid to them. So no, the independence debt is still not technically being paid off in like the literal financial sense, but in a broader, more convoluted sense, I mean, it very much is still being felt.
Gotcha. Thank you. Have a question about just the sort of if you can characterize the sort of general disposition of Haitian people right now, which of course everybody's experiencing different things, I'm sure within the country. But if you had to sort of generalize how Haitian people are feeling, if there is a sense of optimism at all, or if the general attitude is that this is a particularly difficult time, and we're not sure when things might improve.
I mean, it's definitely not either or. It's both at the same time. I think that's just the reality. It also will depend on if you're talking to a Haitian living in Haiti or a Haitian American diaspora living somewhere else. In general, I think the consensus is that the Haitian population has never quite felt this hopeless. There's a word in Haitian Creole called dégager, which in Creole means make do with what you have. And it's sort of a mindset that Haitians have lived with for hundreds of years. And so even now, when there seems to be just only hopelessness, Haitians still use that mentality and they move forward and tete chargé, say stuff like that, like shake my head, like what else are you going to do about it? You just got to live. But at the same time, I think it's accurate to say that Haiti has never really been at this point before. And for sure, at some point, and this is what everyone in Haiti kind of keeps saying, there has to be a rock bottom. Like there has to be a point where it can't get worse. And for the last 2 years, it just have felt like every week we're thinking, okay, like next month, it can't get any worse than this. And then something happens and it kind of seems to a little bit. So I'll say there's always hope, and especially within the Haitian people who are the founders of the idea of abolition, there's always hope and a chance, but it's really hard right now to hold on to that and to remind yourself that things can at some point get better. And I'm saying this obviously as a non-Haitian, but from my interactions with our Haitians on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we have about 10 minutes left. Still a few questions I'd like to get to, so I'm just going to go through them. It says, a church in my area supports a mission trip to Haiti, and I would like to go. However, I am transgender and a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Are there any laws in Haiti that would make it more safe, unsafe for this individual to go?
Wow, so there's like 4 things I feel like I should touch on there. The first of just as which, it does depend on where your church goes to in Haiti, because there are still places you can get in and out of relatively safe right now. But in general, I get scared when I hear that people are still taking groups to Haiti right now. Our organization, we used to do that, and we really haven't in over 3 years. Just because, again, depending on where you're going, maybe that'll work. To the other question about the LGBTQ stuff. So as far as I'm aware, legally, no, there are no laws on the books. Culturally, you should know that Haiti is very conservative. It kind of is odd, and it seems to not fit with the rest of Haiti, but they're a very Christian country. And so they're generally socially conservative. And if you were a Haitian asking that, I would say like, yeah, be careful, like probably don't share too much with people. Before 2 years ago, I would say something like, as a foreigner coming in, and especially as an American, and they understand like you have good intent being there, even if, you know, the group may or may not end up doing that much, there is a level of respect and understanding that you come from a different culture. So you're not, the judgment and all that is by no means the same standards as they would have for a Haitian. And in fact, it's likely that no one, like, you know, if you talked about being a member of LGBTQ plus or being trans or anything, I would guess everyone you would talk to in Haiti would try to just ignore the conversation for the most part, outside of maybe a couple people that have had a couple of drinks or something. So in general, for the society, in terms of safety with that, I would not say there's anything more you need to worry about. In a general safety sense of going to Haiti, I think there's some stuff to just, you know, work through and make sure that things are being done safely. I hope that helps.
So we have a question from Kirk Doan, who I'll couch it, who is an active stamp collector, very extensive stamp collector, and he asks, can you buy Haitian stamps and mail letters in Haiti? Do they have a functioning postal service?
By the standards of the US, the answer is no. Yeah, internal postal service, not really. From my experience doing work in Haiti, it's mainly like third-party couriers that you can use to get stuff to Haiti. And then again, as I'm saying that, I'm realizing I've never actually sent something within Haiti, outside of like giving it to someone and asking them to deliver it. So no, at one point, I'm pretty confident in the 50s and 60s, Haiti did have a functioning postal service, but it's been a long while since that was a department that was operational from my knowledge. But I have not thought about that much.
Thank you. I have another question from Sharon, asking about the T-shirt that the person playing soccer in the picture being shared right now, the Teach Peace shirt. Is that a Love Haiti? Is that? That
is not. That is just a great picture opportunity.
Yes. Sounds good. She was asking if she could get her hands on one, but
yeah. We do have T-shirts. We do have Love Haiti T-shirts that you can find on our website, but yeah, they're not that one. But Sharon, if you find that T-shirt, then let me know, because I think it's cool too.
It's a good one, yeah. I'll come in with a question. What's the best way to keep, you know, it obviously Haiti is fairly present in the news cycles. Are there sources better than others that you feel like are covering Haiti in an active and responsible way that you yourself point to as good sources of information?
Yeah, there are, you know, they're kind of the industry standard reporting media agencies that are in Haiti, and Reuters, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is the main one. I know that there are some political and government affiliations with Al Jazeera, I think is the name. So I won't say too much about them, but they have a lot of content that they're able to communicate about Haiti. And then more specific to only Haitian stuff, there is an agency called the Haitian Times. That one is great because they have very specific content, because it's all about Haiti. It does seem to be a little biased to some political leanings at times. And then like the first thing I thought of when you brought that up was like, oh yeah, find some small nonprofits doing work in Haiti that is like reporting on what's happening there. But of course that takes some time, and that's not easy just to get plugged into. So the Haitian Times, the Miami Herald posts a lot about Haiti because they're very Caribbean focused. And yeah, I hope that's helpful. I don't have a lot for that, but.
Thank you. You know, this question has sort of been alluded to throughout the program, but I'll just you know, ask it again and see if there's kind of a summary of thought that you have on the matter. You know, in your thoughts, the best way to obtain law and control in the country without an external intervention. big question for 3 minutes left on the clock now, but
for a guy that definitely does not know the answer to the question.
yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to give like a cop-out answer when I say this, but the only thing I'm confident in is that it has to be a genuine Haitian-led expression of what the future of Haiti should look like. So many of these things, it's so hard. Like with the rice importing, for example, it's such an easy thing to accidentally mess up and to screw something up for another country, and such an impossibly hard thing to try to figure out how to reverse and back out of that. Because now if we stop sending rice to Haiti across the board, there will be more malnourishment because we crushed their rice market. Maybe I'll probably just end with this, and this is not going to sound hopeful and optimistic, but for some reason, to me, it is. Yeah. Well, okay. I had a friend tell me once he attended some law school in Port-au-Prince, and this was about a decade ago, so before everything was really chaotic. And he walked into class, and he said the first day of class, his law professor told them all, if you really want to change Haiti and make it for the better, then walk in to the Capitol building and blow it up and try to burn the current policies and documents that we have, agreements with other countries, and start from the ground up again so that Haiti can be more inward focused instead of tied to so many special interests and groups. So again, not a great suggestion, because I would never suggest more violence, but the silver lining we choose to kind of see with where Haiti's at right now is it might be the best time, the most open time in Haiti's history for something brand new to actually start. For a turn, if they want to just full on write a new constitution, if they want to restructure how they do government, that is the hope of what can come out of this dire situation that Haiti finds itself in. But as to the specifics, I can't speak much to it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll end. There's another question about things we can do to help, and I'll give a plug to your organization, Love Haiti, who is doing incredible work, and I strongly suggest that everyone follows up with the www.lovehaiti.org to learn more and see about their opportunities to assist. Can you maybe point to other organizations that you that are doing good work in Haiti that you can point to people to as well?
For sure. One of the ones that, and we've worked with them before, Little Footprints, Big Steps. They're a great organization that is focused on child reunification with family. So the easiest way to say it is anti-orphanage, but that doesn't really sound great when you say that, because you have to explain. Haiti, like a lot of global South countries, is inundated and saturated with orphanages, and it's ended up just totally messing up the family dynamic and how families feel equipped to raise kids. So they're an organization that works to reunify kids in orphanages with their biological parents, and then support the parents to take care of those kids. So that's one. There's one called Conebit Haiti that they do work specifically with, well, they do a lot of things, but with farmers and water projects a lot. They're very much community led. For the most part, grassroots organizations focused on specific regions of a country like Haiti, in my opinion, have the most beneficial effect on the Haitian people. And that's not to say big groups can't do that. It just historically has not worked very well in Haiti for big groups to have these big ideas and try to do it across the board, which is why for Love Haiti, we try not to have any ideas almost, and just try to listen and then figure out if and how we can help Haitians do what they want to do.
Wonderful. Well, Shay, thank you so much for taking the time here this evening for this really insightful, really truly insightful presentation. I myself learned a lot. I'm sure everyone on this call learned a lot, and thank you for the work that you do on a day-to-day basis as well. It's it's meaningful, it's impactful. And so again, thank you for sharing your knowledge and insight tonight. It means a lot.
Thank you, Evan. Yeah, it was an honor. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, and thank you so much, everyone, for hopping on the call tonight. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing a link to this recording if you'd like to revisit it, and we invite you to share it with anyone in your network who you feel might be interested. We hope to see you on a future IRC program. Visit lovehaiti.org as well. And all right, we'll see you all soon. Thanks again, Shay.
Thank you.
Yep.